Hello and welcome. This is Session Zero for the Door County YMCA's Diabetes Prevention Program. We're coming to you virtually today so that you can learn a little bit about this program, and we'll talk about how we will hope to be offering it going forward. I'm Tanya Feldhofer. I'm the program coordinator and one of the lifestyle coaches for the YMCA's Diabetes Prevention Program.
And my name is Tess Johnson, and I'm also a lifestyle coach for the Diabetes Prevention Program.
So we're going to just hop in and get started.
The Diabetes Prevention Program, as it shows here, is a sustainable lifestyle change program. We're wanting to reduce the risk of developing type 2 diabetes.
What is prediabetes? It's a condition where your blood glucose levels are higher than normal, but not yet high enough to be diagnosed as a type 2 diabetic. Prediabetes puts you at a higher risk for developing type 2 diabetes and cardiovascular disease. And finally, prediabetes has no clear symptoms. You may have it and not even know it.
What puts you at risk for prediabetes? As we're aging, we are at higher risk. Family history, gestational diabetes. If you had a baby over 9 pounds, that can put you at risk. Overweight, and a sedentary lifestyle.
Quick reminder, these are all just risk factors. If you're looking at this and you're going, yes, 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 it doesn't necessarily mean that you are in a pre-diabetic state. It just means that these are risk factors that you would need to be aware of and know about. It's probably, if you're looking at any of these and you feel like you're checking a few boxes, might be a great time to follow up with your doctor. So what can be done? This slide really shows the cost of what happens if you develop type 2 diabetes, and then if you develop symptoms or other medical issues associated with it. So in the first column, our annual out-of-pocket cost for most of us, if we're relatively healthy and we have a few things kind of come up, is about $3,600. In the center, an annual out-of-pocket medical cost of someone with diabetes jumps to about $9,000 a year. In the very far column, the annual out-of-pocket medical cost of someone with diabetes and associated medical conditions, maybe there's eye disease, maybe there's something that is happening to limbs, neuropathy or beyond, it comes up to about $17,000. That is not including if you need to have somebody come and stay with the kids, if you need to board the dog, if that doesn't count lost time at work, for example. It's simply medical cost. So, you know, as you look at this, you really start to see the cost start to really kind of skyrocket if you're not taking care of yourself. Through this program, they've reduced new cases of diabetes by 58% and 71% in individuals over the age of 60. Over the age of 60 is a little anecdotal. Typically, when you're 60 or above, you really kind of have time to focus on yourself. You're no longer maybe dealing with family and trying to run kids all over the place. It really gives you the opportunity to identify what you need to do for your health.
Now we're going to go on to talking about the program and the program goals. Our first goal is to reduce our body weight by 7% and then have a maintenance of that weight.
So 7% of your body weight is actually not that much. Reducing your weight by just 2.2 pounds reduces your risk of developing type 2 diabetes by 13%. So really, you know, if you look and you feel like, okay, 5 pounds, right? If somebody said to you, you need to lose 5 pounds, that doesn't feel overwhelming. That feels like, okay, I could do that in the next month or so. And that's about a pound a week. If you lost 5 pounds, you would reduce your risk by 26%. That's really huge when we're talking about reducing your risk of developing this disease.
We also have another program goal of working up to 150 minutes of physical activity per week. Now, we're not talking about going out and taking up running or doing something intense. What we're really focusing on is starting with some simple walking exercises, parking farther away, doing things that are very intentional, at least 10 minutes per day, and working up in time to 150 minutes per week.
This program is really a lifestyle change program, so it's really getting people moving a little bit more. We've had some participants that say that they've been couch potatoes for a number of years, and this is really getting our participants to think about how to get more activity in their day, how to really focus on their weight loss, and So it's not difficult. It's not like Tess said, we're not asking anybody to become a marathon runner or start training for anything. It's just a matter of moving a little bit more and really kind of rethinking how you do things. Go ahead.
So the program criteria, this program is for those individuals who are 18 and over, who have not been previously diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, overweight with a BMI of over 25, and diagnosed with prediabetes confirmed by one of the 3 blood tests. So it can be fasting plasma glucose, a 2-hour plasma glucose, or an A1C. Or if you've been diagnosed at risk for prediabetes via one of our risk assessment scores.
So the risk assessment score actually is in our program brochure. We're going to get this online so that you can go ahead and take a look and ask yourself these questions. But really the questions, you have yes or no questions that you answer, and then you also look at your weight versus your height ratio, and that kind of helps you identify if you're at risk. So these are really helpful if we can have these from your doctor. We will enroll people even without those numbers if you're at risk based on this qualifying risk score. The part that's really great about having the numbers from your doctor is that as you go through the program, our participants really enjoy seeing how these numbers change. So if you have an appointment coming up and have your doctor run these labs for you, they're pretty common, and it can really tell you where things are at for you. Because again, this program, although you lose weight and you get a little more active, really what we're looking at, what we really are trying to identify as success is reducing your numbers, right? So reducing your risk of developing type 2 diabetes.
This risk assessment score also is in a quad fold that we have here at the YMCA. So if we're trying to make this as easy as possible for you, if you're wanting us to mail you one of these, there is some other information in here. We can certainly do so. And on the back side, there is a spot that you can fill out some information about yourself and send back to the Y. It will allow you to do all of this from the comfort of your home, and we can find out more about you and get in contact with you. So feel free to request one of these, and we can send it in, and we can get back to you.
Later in the presentation, we will have our contact information available, but really briefly, I'll mention it right now. You can contact us at the Sturgeon Bay Y at 920-743-4949, or this information will also be on our website at doorcountyymca.org. Program delivery. So this is a year-long program, and when Tess and I first started this program, we felt a little overwhelmed with it, to be perfectly honest, but we also certainly recognize and understand now, we've had several classes go through, that it takes time to change. When we're asking for behavior change, it takes time. One of the things we like about this program is that the pace is nice and slow. We're not going to say to anybody, okay, here's all the information, go home and do everything and come back next week. It's really not like that. The very first week we're looking at fat grams. It's very slow paced.
One step at a time.
We meet in small groups of 8 to 15 participants to create a supportive environment. Typically we've met in person. Because of COVID-19, we had to stop meeting in person and do virtual meetings. I will tell you that that's been actually really successful for our participants. Tess has been really great at getting everybody set up and helping everybody understand how to do Zoom meetings. And the group that we had started right before everything shut down, they've done phenomenal. So it's a great way to do a group. You still get to meet people, you still have the supportive environment, and we have to change a little bit how we do things, but that doesn't mean we can't continue to get healthy.
My favorite part about this group meeting is they are pushing one another to do better every week. They are becoming friends virtually. I don't know that they all know one another, but it's been really neat to see the relationships develop and to find out how everybody's doing each week, and I'm really enjoying it.
The other thing with this small group, so if you are the participant, we would encourage you to bring a support person. Maybe it's a spouse, a roommate. We've had some mother-daughter teams. We've had some mother-daughter sister teams, so kind of however it looks for you, but we enroll one person and then you can bring a support person. If we're asking you to make a lifestyle change, it's easier to do if you have somebody really in your corner and helping with it. It's hard to make a change if you're trying to make a change and your husband or wife is bringing home Oreos every time you turn around. So this is really where it becomes that supportive environment. So we encourage you to bring a support person. It's facilitated by Tess and myself. We are trained lifestyle coaches. Generally you see both of us, sometimes you see one or the other of us. So kind of how does the year lay out? We start with 16 weekly sessions, then we have 3 bi-weekly sessions, and that really covers the first 6 months of the program. In the second half of the year, we meet once a month for session 7, actually that would be session 17 or 18 through 25, I think. So. And each session lasts 1 hour and it begins with a private weigh-in. So how do we do the weigh-in virtually? We have people just hop on the scale, take a picture, they can text it to us, they can email it to us, they can just self-report. That's probably the easiest way to do it. If you meet with us in person, we have a scale here that we have you hop on. Participants learn the importance of self-monitoring tools such as food and physical activity tracking. We really have people track, everybody's given a tracker, and it really helps us identify patterns that are happening for you, and it helps you identify those patterns. We can't change what we don't know, and having that opportunity to be able to look at that and see what's happening really can help you dial in. We often forget everything that we put in our mouth. So the core curriculum includes topics related to healthful eating, increasing physical activity, problem solving, staying motivated, and stress management. I really think that the last few things that we talk about when we get into the sessions are really helpful, because anybody can do anything if life is going along and there aren't any hiccups, right? It's very easy to take care of yourself. But the minute there's, somebody gets sick or there's a death, and sometimes stress can even be fun things. Your daughter's getting married. Very fun time, but also very stressful. How do you make a plan and take care of yourself and keep your health at the forefront and the focus? This is our contact information, as we said that we would have. You can reach us again at the Door County YMCA. We're in the Sturgeon Bay Center, 743-4949. Because you're not here with us today, Tess and I wanted to go through a few questions that we normally get if the session is done in person.
There is a cost associated with the class, and that cost is $429 for the year. Comes out to be around $8 per week as compared to some other programs in our community. It's a little less expensive, and so $429 has been very valuable to those participants who
Absolutely.
have graduated from our program. We've had great success with these groups.
And typically with that, with the cost of the class, we also give you a free 6-month membership to the Y. I will tell you, because of COVID-19, the Y has reopened as of June 1st of 2020. If you're not comfortable coming to the Y and you want to participate in this program, that's fine. What we would do is we can kind of play with that 6-month membership and extend it maybe on the end of the program or in the middle, kind of wherever you might need it, and when you're feeling comfortable to come in and be with us in person. But we'll certainly work with each individual on that.
Like Tanya had mentioned back when we were talking about program delivery, we focus on 1 item per week. So like she mentioned, fat grams week 1. We want you to really understand that what you should be having that's specific to you and to your weight and to your lifestyle before we move on. And I think that that's incredibly helpful, instead of being handed an entire binder or content, and we really break it down very slowly. And I have found that it's really been great, helpful for my own life, and so I've really enjoyed. We really break it down by weighing and measuring food, and we have a lot of fun in the class.
We do, we have a lot of fun, we laugh. And I think that the other thing that our participants would say, that they really understand the food that they're eating. And they might be making different choices just because once you understand what a food, not just about the fat and calories, but also what it contains, we really break down food labels and talk about ingredient lists as well. And I would say that a lot of our participants would say they're eating better quality foods, they're eating foods that are more satisfying, and foods that just really generally make them feel good.
Yes. It's about the group. It's really powerful when we all kind of share stories and how we're successes and problem areas, and it's amazing. Tanya and I can help out a lot, but other people, we're our own best experts, and it's really great when everybody can help one another out. We talk often about progress, not perfection, and so this is really about just making those little changes over time, and it definitely can make a difference in the health and well-being of yourself.
We really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. If you have questions, please contact us at 743-4949 and ask for either Tanya or Tess. We will get back to you and answer any other questions that you may have. We're hoping to start another class in September of 2020, probably another one in January of 2021. And then in mid to late spring of 2021, we'll start another class. So give that some thought, give us a call. We look forward to hearing from you, and we look forward to getting you healthy.
Thank you.